doesn't.
What's your question, Chris?
On. In heaven doesn't have a time, but why they said half an hour and Paul?
Well, because John come from the world, he's not exactly in heaven yet. He just saw the vision. So we don't know exactly what half an hour mean too. It might be a moment.
Is it a man hour or God hour?
Well, we
Half an hour
always
of God is
we always don't know because heaven don't have time, so that's the problem.
I think the other day I calculate the 1,000 year of one year of heaven equal to 1,000 year of the world, right? And
Yeah, Peter said that.
Our lifetime is less than 18 hours, is it?
I don't know exactly. Peter just tried to tell us that we cannot compare to God timing of everything because we compare that too long and too short or something. So we need to accept whatever God plan is. Because God timing and planning are very perfect. Okay, we will go on chapter 10. Now, John saw another mighty angel come down from heaven. Now, what is this angel going to do? And the angel never clearly identified. We just know that mighty angel. You know, we just know a few names of the angel like Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, and Satan. That's the only four names we know about angel. Even Raphael is not exactly in our Bible. It's in the other books. So to be fair, the Bible just says Michael, Gabriel, only two names. But the Jews have Raphael, and if you want to call Satan, this is not their name. It's just the title that we give to him. So we don't know about the name of the angel at all. We just know a few of them. The Bible always call them mighty one or important one. So John see that mighty angel come down from heaven. And you see that this angel, now some people think that this is real angel because this angel have many qualities, crossed with a crown. So it means like he have the glory of the sky with him, like divine presence. So somebody doubt that this is real angel, or he is Jesus himself. Well, we don't know exactly, but when we talk about the power of angel can do anything, especially the archangel, the most important one. And his face was as it were the sun. Now you see this angel is not a little one. He have the power of the sky, and he have the power of the sun with him too. and his feet at the pillar of fire. Somebody say that, oh, it looked more like Jesus all the time. How come this angel have so powerful? You remember Satan is just after God, mean that Satan have all the quality too. And God promote him to be next to God. So all these qualities Satan used to have in the past. And now we believe that God promote Michael and Gabriel to that status too. Power of the sun, power of the sky, and all things that all the angels have. Why? So one day they come to fight the war with Satan in the future. Without all this special power, maybe nobody can fight with Satan. Now, he had a little book open in his hand, and he set his right foot on the sea, his left foot on the land, and cried out with a loud voice. And when a lion roared, like a lion roared, when he cried out, 7 thunder uttered their voices. So this is the mighty one. He can control even the thunder and all the power. So what he tried to do? What is the little book? Well, some say that this is the book of life. Some say that this is a different book that God sent with this angel to tell him what to do next to the world. We don't know too. The Bible did not tell us what in this book. But we know that it's the plan of God. But it's just the order that God sent with the angel, what he's supposed to do. And some people say that, don't God put in the angel head? Well, this is for John to see the symbol. You see that everything that God showed is just for John to see. So John can tell us what will happen next. A lot of time, the purpose is for John to see. So John can record it for us. Now, the little book in Greek, what that mean? They say that this word, Bibaridon, never happened anywhere in the Bible except in Revelation 10. So if you compare with the gospel, somebody say that compared to the bill of divorce, or some other book that God sent to men to tell them that they commit sin. But in the Jewish understanding, they always, the little book from God always refer to the document of divorce. So what that mean? It means that God sent the document of divorce to humankind because they commit sin. Well, we don't know, but scholars try to compare this little book with everything they can understand. But this book tells the angel what to do next. But when you say a little book, somebody think that like a small something in the little hand, but the angel is so big. The little book in the angel hand, it might be a lot bigger than what we think, because this angel is so big. He stand on the ocean and stand on the land in the same time. So how big, how tall he is, like the mountain. So the small book going to be so big for us. So what record in that book, we don't know. This angel come with all the power from God. And we just know that this have all the order from God for the angel to do. And let John see that the angel did not do anything what he want to do, but the angel will do everything that God ordered him to do, exactly everything. Now the angel will open the book. And what in that book? And here there's some history of different scholar in different time try to explain that little book. Some believe that this is the Bible that God sent to man and want us to follow. So we don't know exactly what could be the best explanation about that little book. But we just in general believe that this is the order from God for the angel. And the angel will share to us in some way. Now, as I say that this angel is so big, so tall, 1 foot in the ocean, 1 foot on the earth. So the whole world will see him. And he will stand on maybe several countries in the same time. So it just shows that he is so powerful. He in control of not just one country, but control of the ocean and all the mountains of the world in the same time. Now, what did angel try to do? Now he cried out, and 7 thunder uttered their voices. When the angel said, the power, the voice that he said is like thundering in the sky. Now when the 7 thunder uttered their voices, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, seal up the thing which the 7 thunder utter, and do not write them. Now hear the secret. Each angel says something about the future, and John wants to record it, but the angel say no. For this 7 prophecy, don't write it down yet. It's going to be a secret until it time. Now, the question always on that, well, God's supposed to show us everything in the future, most of the thing, but not everything. So this is the detail that what will happen next. And God told John, don't tell us yet what will happen, but something serious going to happen in that time. Well, John knows, but he cannot write it down because the angel told him, no, don't do it. And when the Bible says seal it, it doesn't mean that forever. It's always said that until the exact time. So now you see that John sees everything in the future, but each one will show itself at a certain time. So it means that even God already told John everything. John still cannot tell us everything. But he said that when time comes, each one will reveal itself, and we will see it, and we will know it, and we will understand it for the time of each thing. So now even we have this book for 2,000 years. We don't know everything. We just know something. And if you ask me, today we understand the book of Revelation better than a lot of people 1,000 years ago, or 500 years ago, or even 100 years ago. Because we live in the time of technology, everything goes so fast. A lot of things that we don't understand the book of Revelation now we understand because it time, because it already happened. And a lot of things here, the angel told John, don't tell the people yet. When time comes, they will understand, they will see. Now the angel raised up his hand and swore by him, mean that the name of Jesus, who created the world, the earth, everything, say that it will delay no more longer. The day of the sounding of the seventh angel, when he is about to sound, the mystery of God would be finished, and he declared to his servant, the prophet. This angel come to announce that it's time, it's done. Mean that after that seventh thing revealed to us in that time, this is the end. So we know that the seventh thing not happened yet. So the end is not here yet. And people always ask me, where are we in this timeline? I say, I don't know. We can guess that we might just in the beginning of the timeline. Like Jesus said that when you see all this sign, it's just like the woman who going to give birth. It's just the beginning. It's not the end yet. So many more things will happen. But when all these things finish, 7 more things will happen. But we don't know yet. After that 7 things done, the end. So the Bible used the mystery of God. It just means that something that we don't know. Something is so special. And only God will tell us when time comes. Today, when we don't understand something in the Bible, we always say the mystery of God. Mean that God intends to keep it that way until time comes. And God will reveal it to us. That the word mystery in the Bible always means that way. The wonderful, the secret that God keep it until with time. So this is a lot of things that the seventh angel. Now the angel say again, go, take the little book that opened the hand of the angel who stand on the sea and on the earth. So I went to the angel and said to him, give me the little book. And he said to me, take and eat it. Now, God or Jesus tell John, take that book from the angel and eat it. So how you understand that? Well, in the Bible, many times when God say eat it, it means that take the words of God in you. And God will in control of you because the words of God is inside you now. It's not your own words. It is the words of God. It will make your stomach bitter, but it will be as sweet as honey in your mouth. And the words of God always say that it's sweet as honey, but bitter in your stomach. It means that if you obey the words of God, it's going to be honey. But if you don't, the curse, the punishment going to be bitter. So it comes into sin. For someone, it's always honey. But for someone, it's always bitter. So in that 2 sense, you obey the words of God, the words of God could be honey to you. But if you don't obey the words of God, it's going to be bitter medicine for you. And John have to eat it, so he will say the words of God exactly as God wants him to say, not his own words. You see that a lot of time we speak the words of God not exactly that God say. We just remember what we remember. We just say what we think. But here the way of John, he not say what he want to say, but exactly what God want to say, because he have to eat the words of God in him. And the words of God will come out automatically from him, not by his own thinking, but not by his own memory. So John went and eat that book, and it's sweet in his mouth. But when it gets down to his tummy, he feels it bitter. I don't know how that feels. And he said to me, you must prophesy again about many people, nation, tongue, and king. Now the book that John eat is all the prophecy. And now it will come out from John inside him about all the things that will happen in the future, about the people, the nation, all the languages, all the king of the earth, everywhere. And it should come from God, word by verse, not John thinking anymore. Because the words of God is in him now. And it will come out when time comes. So John have just the job to tell what God wants him to say, and not what he thinking. And here I sum up the different belief about rapture. Why we need to know about this. If you believe in first one we call tribulation, mean that all of us who believe born again will go before all this time of difficulty. We're not going to suffer anything. But you in the mid-tribulation, they call pre-rapture, mean that you will live in the first 3.5 years. That Satan rule the world and it's pretty peaceful, but deception, worship of idol, everything. Christians went to some persecution, but not so bad. So when the tribulation, the worst thing will happen, God take up the believer. This is in the middle, 3.5 years. And the third one we call post-tribulation, mean that you don't go. Everyone need to suffer in this world for 7 years until anyone survive and then have a new life, live in heaven forever with Jesus. So if you believe in this thing, no rapture, no nothing. You just suffer. Anyone who can survive will be with Jesus. But most of us don't believe in post. We believe in pre. Mean that rapture happened before all the suffering. We go first. But some believe in halfway. Mean that we suffer a little bit, and then when it's too difficult, God takes us away. But still some believe in post. Mean that no, all of us suffer here. And who survive will get reward. I don't know which one you believe, but most evangelical believe in the first one, pre-tribulation. But some church, some group might believe in the number 2, and some even number 3. So it depends. And you can read the Bible and look like you can find someone or something that support what you say. But it not mean that you're correct. A lot of people can quote the Bible to support what they say, but a lot of time it's out of context. It's not the intention of the Bible, but people just in the way to say that they put words in God's mouth. They just use the words of God to support whatever they want to say. I call it the cut and paste. You get the idea of cut and paste. You get half of the sentence from this one, another half from another one, and put them together. And to make what you want to say, to support what you believe. A lot of time people do that to the words of God, and that is not right, not correct. So the chapter is just about the mighty angel come to tell John about the future, but at the same time told John that don't write it down. God could put that prophecy in your mouth, in you, and you will tell it when time comes. But people ask, now John is gone. How can John tell us? Well, the whole sense is when time comes, all this thing will show itself. And God don't need to tell us. It will come step by step when time comes for that thing to happen. We just know that at the end time, God will reveal it to us who believe in him. Okay, this is mainly about this chapter. I will stop here and come to your reflection and question about the number 7 angel and what he did. how mighty he is and why he have to come to tell the world in this way. Okay, how do you think about this chapter? Some people believe that it's not really angel in the end time. It might be some kind of disaster that happened in the ocean
Huh?
and in the land in the same time. It have to relate to the ocean and the land. Somebody say, how about hurricane, tornado? Now we're facing. Well, I say that it's not that bad as what the future will come. In the last few years, people talk about disaster all over the world. The melting snow in the North Pole in Alaska, and the rising sea level, and the bad weather, and the flood that killing people in 100 years or more than record never happened, but it's getting worse. And many cities will go under the ocean in a few years. And this is all going to happen soon? Well, we don't know exactly, but we know that it's happening. And what can we do? You cannot stop the future. You cannot change the future. But what you can do?
Trust God.
Yeah, be ready, prepare for the future. So what I mean when I say we have to be ready for the future?
Well, it either he come or we go. Either way.
Yeah. Life is short and things happen all the time. We have to be ready.
อาจารย์
Yes.
อาจารย์ asking about the rapture. We believe number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Yes. Which
For
one
me,
you?
for me, I don't believe at all.
So what? Don't believe, and so what will happen to you?
Well, I only thing I believe. So when the thing going to happen, I will pass away for a long time ago. That's 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago. So I don't have to suffer that kind of stuff. That's all I believe.
Well, a lot of things will happen. You believe or don't believe, it still happen. It's not depend on your belief. Some people say, I don't believe in heaven and hell. So you can change the thing. You can change that. Now I don't believe, so it's no heaven and no hell. Well, there's still heaven and hell, even you don't believe in it.
I believe the heaven and hell, and I
Mhm.
believe that Jesus come from heaven, and then he go back to the heaven,
Mhm.
and he will prepare the place for us,
Mhm.
and we're gonna go there and stay with him. So that's all I believe. And for the rapture, for the second coming, Jesus, and we don't know when. So we just do our best and just believe and do the thing we supposed to do.
Well, what you say, just like you think that you will die before all this thing happen.
Yeah, we don't know today, tomorrow. We don't know when he come, but it's like a lot of things happen here and there. Tsunamis, like earthquakes, and like landslide in like Vietnam, raining so many days, and the landslide, thing like that, is happened. So we don't know, is that is that a time coming close or whatever? We don't know. So that's only thing we can do. I think we just do the best we can when we still alive.
Okay. Yeah, Nathan.
อาจารย์ some people said it will happen in a lifetime. What is your opinion อาจารย์
Well, I don't know. I just know that a lot of things happen. But Jesus always said that this is not the end yet. When he told his disciple in Matthew chapter 24, you will see war, you will see earthquake, you will see a lot of bad things happen. But this is the beginning. It's like woman who going to give birth. Now she have the pain. So I don't know how long that thing going to last.
I heard some kind of I heard people talking before, and one group of the people, they say Jesus coming soon, so they sell everything and they don't do anything waiting for the Jesus coming, and never happen.
Well, that teaching always there for many hundred years. Many groups really believe that way. And some group even believe that Jesus already come and hiding in the Midwest.
And even the Bible said some of those people didn't even not even pass away yet. Jesus gonna come.
So that's why they say Jesus already come. Kat, want to say something?
Yeah, I said when the COVID-19 hit, I was thinking a little bit that is time is close by, but when I see that it's not based on the Bible, that is still, we had 7 billion people. That is not even, 1% yet. So that's so far away. That's why I said the same thing, like just beginning only, John. I believe that. Yeah. Just beginning, we know it.
Yeah, like Gao said that we should not worry too much about the future. Just live the best we can every day.
Yep.
Things will happen.
If the COVID-19 very, severe, is keep going, like, people dying, like, nonstop, that way maybe, but somehow we'll stop just, less than 4-5 million die. So I believe that just beginning.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of worse things
Yeah.
happen in the future. That when billions of people die, not million. Yeah, I agree with you. When COVID killed millions of people, people so afraid the end come. Nothing ever killed millions of people in a short time. But 200-300 years ago, when a lot of disease, even flu, you believe that 100-200 years ago, the flu killed millions of people too.
Yeah, Spanish flu.
Yeah. And people believe the end have come. But
and that time, huh?
at that time, because millions of people die of flu. Do you know that in America, every year, hundreds of thousands of people also die because of flu? But we never mention about it.
Because we get used to already, and the government don't say out loud, like, the COVID-19. That's why don't scare no one.
Yeah, when you compare that, hundreds of thousands of American people die because of flu every year.
Yep, just only regular every year flu. Ajahn, you got it.
So it's a good idea if you get flu shot.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't have it yet.
So we have to go get it.
Oh, I owe the hospital about 3 shots. Pneumonia, flu shot, COVID shot, yeah, 3 shots.
You got
And
chinko
single
already?
shot, I owe 4 shots.
You got chinko?
No, not yet, Ajahn. That's why I owe 4 shots.
You get chinko. If not, you
Yep.
will get it.
I should get that single.
I already got it. So
You know why? Because we already have that virus in us.
Yeah.
It just come out when you old and you weak.
What's a chinko, Ajahn?
It's like chicken pox when you're young, but now when you old, it's all those things inside us. It come back. We call chinko.
Chris, you ever had that chicken pox before?
I don't know.
I do have it one already.
Ajahn, on this regarding the rapture, it come before, in the middle, or after. It doesn't.
Well, that's your choice.
It doesn't change anything because it have nothing to do with salvation, isn't it?
No, but it's just the suffering, that's all.
It's just matter of win and win.
Yeah, it's just how much you're going to suffer, that's all.
It's just matter of we go before suffer or in the middle of suffering or at the end of suffering.
Yeah, if you're only born again, you don't need to worry.
Yeah.
So we haven't there yet to see 1/3 of the population of the earth would die. Not 1/3 yet, right, Ajahn? Not even 1% yet, right?
Yep. 1/3 means I need 2 billion something.
Yeah.
By that time, maybe 3 billion. Wow, it's a lot of people. China just have 1.2 billion. India maybe have 1.3 billion. That's a lot of people.
Small country.
We talk about billion people, that's a lot of people. America, we have around 300 million. It's already a lot. California alone, we have around 30 million. I think the Lao government always say that they have 3 million people.
What?
They love that number. I think they should have more people than that. Okay, you have any more comment on this chapter? Okay, I will take a break and we come back for chapter 11. Okay, we will continue on chapter 11. Now, John C. said that I was given a reed like a measuring rod. The angel stood, saying, "Right, measure the temple of God, the altar, and those who worship there." Now, this is a symbol. When the Bible talk about maturing, it means that its time have come. Judgment is there. And God going to judge those things. The end time, the Bible always use the symbol that God sent angel to make sure that everything, how long, how big, how fast, it's just like the time come, and God will know exactly what to do with those things. And here the symbol of Israel, the temple, and all the people who in there worship there. Well, some who are really love God might be recorded by the angel, and some who just be there, not really know God going to be there. Now people say this it mean the real temple in Jerusalem. Well, part of it, no temple yet, but you know that in the first 3 years of tribulation, Satan will build a temple in Jerusalem. You know that now in Jerusalem, no temple. It's for 2,000 years now since the Roman destroyed, burned down the temple in AD 70. The Jews tried to rebuild the temple many times but failed. Even today, the Jews take over Jerusalem and have everything ready to rebuild the temple, but they cannot do it. Why? Because they have to tear down the mosque, the Muslim mosque, and rebuild the temple there. The Muslim come to build the mosque on the temple ground, and it's considered number 2 holy place in Islam beside Mecca. So in order to build a temple, they need to tear down that mosque, and that World War III will happen. Nobody allowed the Jews to do that, but Satan will allow the Jews to rebuild the temple, and they will allow the Jews to come to worship for a short time. But not long after that, Satan will put himself, his idol, his image in the temple for people to worship Satan. So this it might be before and after Satan take control of the temple. And the angel come to check who were there and who really be with God. And somebody say that it also checked all the churches all over the world, that who go to church and who are the real worshiper, who born again and who not. So this is, they say that the angel will know exactly when rapture come, who go, who don't go, who stay. Just the one who really born again, who really believe have a new life will go. And this is the way that the Bible make a difference. You see that before all the suffering come, God always send the angel to make sure that the one who God going to save will have the symbol of God on their forehead. And the one who don't have the symbol of God will have the symbol of Satan on their forehead. So this is all the way that God will make a difference for the people who go to temple to worship and go to churches to worship God. Only the one who really know God, born again. And it doesn't matter they go how often they go to the temple or go to church. If they're not born again, they not go. They stay here the whole time. And some people say that when Satan built the temple, it should be peaceful because the Jews always waiting for 2,000 years to have the temple. And they all believe that Satan is the Messiah that bring peace to the world and stop the Jews from fighting the Arab, at least for a short time. Satan and all his right-hand man, the false prophet, the false Christ, will come to rule the world and give a short time fake peace to the world. And now at this time, John see another thing happen. 2 witnesses, I give power to my 2 witnesses. God said that I will send 2 witnesses to come to the world. He will prophesy 1,260 days, 3.5 years. Clothed in sackcloth, they are the 2 olive trees, the 2 lampstands, standing before the God of the earth. And if anyone want to harm them, fire proceed from their mouth and devour their enemy. And if anyone want to harm them, he must be killed in this manner. Who are they? This is God sent two witness, two prophets down from heaven. And we check the whole Bible that there are only two people who never die, who went to heaven alive. They have to come back to witness to the humankind about heaven. They live in heaven for so long. They come to tell us about heaven, the real God. And Satan will send army try to kill them, but they keep preaching for 3.5 years. Nobody can harm them because the power of God is with them. They can call fire from heaven and to protect them, and all the enemy die before them. And only one person who called fire from heaven to kill enemy is Elijah. And Elijah never died. He went to heaven alive. Now, the problem with the second person. A lot of people check the Bible and say that another person is Enoch. The Bible says Enoch never died. He walked with God and God take him away. But we don't hear anything about Enoch. He just never died. But this second person have power to shut heaven, no rain, and power to do many things over water, turn them into blood, and call all the plague. And we think this is Moses, because Moses do the same thing in the time of Exodus. And people say Moses died. Moses died. How come he come back? Well, the Jews believe that the Moses was resurrected by Gabriel, because the book of Judge mentioned that when Michael come to fight with Satan on the body of Moses, the Jews believe that God sent Gabriel or Michael to resurrect Moses. Satan come to stop him, and they have a war there. And even Jews mention about that situation, that God resurrect Moses and take him back to heaven. Now today, if you try to find the body of Moses, nobody can find it, because the Jews believe that God resurrect Moses after he died. But angel come to fight Michael, Gabriel, and God win. And Moses went to heaven alive. Well, that the Jew is saying that believe. Our Christian Bible mentioned just about Michael fight with Satan about the body of Moses. That's all. But we don't know they resurrect Moses or not. But here it fit in that the person who come beside Elijah may be Moses. And another incident in the Bible that make us think that it is Moses, because when Jesus transformed himself into God, two people come to stay with Jesus, is Elijah and Moses. You remember that when Jesus transformed himself into God, the body of God, Moses and Elijah came too. So people fit on that idea that this should be Moses and Elijah, but we don't know. We just know all the record that we have, that these two come to witness to people 3.5 years. It's a long time. And some believe, some don't believe, because Satan ruled the world by that time. But these two witnesses have power of God. Satan tried to send army to kill them, but they survived for 3.5 years. But in the end, what happened? We have to read on. Satan himself will come up from hell. When they finish the testimony, the beast that is sent out of the bottomless pit will make war against them. Now Satan himself will come up from hell to fight the two witnesses, because his army cannot hurt the true witness of God. For 3.5 years, they cannot do anything. So Satan himself come up and kill them. Only Satan have power to kill that true witness. God allowed that, and that dead body will be lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. It means Jerusalem. That true witness will center their preaching in Jerusalem, and Satan will come up and kill them. They fight back, but Satan have a lot of power and kill that true witness of God. Then they have a big celebration because that 3.5 years, this true witness not just preach, they also call fire and suffering to the world who don't believe. And the people of tri-tongue nation will see the dead body 3.5 days. For a long time, we cannot understand how could they see from all over the world the dead body in Jerusalem. But when we have satellite, we know that possible. But satellite is just something of 50, 60, 70 years ago. Before that, we don't have satellite. Satan will not allow the dead body to be put into grave, and those who dwell on earth will rejoice over them, make merry, send gifts to one another. They're so happy because the true witness tortured them for 3.5 years with fire, with disaster, with all the things that they suffer. Because they don't believe in God, they don't convert because Satan ruled the world. So now they celebrate because the true witness were killed. Then what will happen after 3 days? The Bible says what the Spirit, they send gift, they celebrate, and then after 3.5 days, the breath of life from God entered them, and they stood on their feet. And great fear fell on those who saw them. Now is the miracle. The dead bodies stand there, people watch them dead every day, but after the moment of 3.5 days, God sent the Spirit back from heaven, and they enter the body, and both of them stand up in front of the whole camera that broadcast all over the world. They come back to life. It means that Satan cannot kill them. It just can stop them for a short time. They come back to life because God holds the life. God can keep life. And they went back to heaven. Their job is done. They went back to heaven. Come up here, the voice of God tell them. So they went up to heaven in the cloud. The enemy saw them the same hour. There was a great earthquake, and a tenth of the city fell. 10% of the Jerusalem fell flat. Earthquake, 7,000 people were killed. This is a lot of number of people died. The rest were afraid and gave glory to God of heaven. The second woe is past. Behold, the third woe is coming quickly. So now you see that this is what the 7 angels told John, don't tell yet. One at a time, something will come. Then that will happen. You see, the first one is all the two witnesses torture them for 3.5 years. Call fire from heaven, make water turn to be blood, and make all that produce away with all the things that Moses, Elijah caused them to suffer. Now the second one is big earthquake, and a lot of people die. And a lot of people who still in this world will see and are afraid of God. But how many will come back to God? We don't know. So this is something that that will happen. So here more idea about who are they, the two witnesses. Or the Bible quote about them. Elijah have all the perform the thing. We don't have problem about Elijah, but the problem is Moses. But a lot of Bible support it should be Moses. So this is here. God seemed to have a special purpose for the body of Moses that Satan want to defeat in Jewish verse 9. You check there that Michael come to fight with Satan about the body of Moses. That I talk about the Jew believe that Michael come to resurrect Moses by the order of God to bring Moses to heaven alive. And Satan come to stop that. But God won over Satan. And the Jews believe that Moses went to heaven alive. That's why they never find the body of Moses anywhere on the mountain. Even they try for thousands of years try to find his body. So this is the belief that Moses is resurrected. Now the seven angels sound the trumpet again. The kingdom of the world has become the kingdom of the Lord and Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. This is the announcement from heaven that God will come and get control of the earth now. And here, go back to heaven, we see all the elders kneel down and worship and say, thank you, God Almighty, and everything you have done. The nation were angry, but your last had come. The time of the dead that they should be judged. And this is the thing that all the elder will tell God that it's almost time of judgment now. And here, the thing that happened in heaven after all the things happened on this earth. Okay, the main thing of the chapter is the two witnesses. They always argument that who are they and what they did for 3.5 years. How come Satan cannot stop them for that long? And why finally Satan will come all the way out of hell to kill them, to stop them? Okay, you have comment and question on the two witnesses mainly in this chapter.
John, the two witnesses, major witness to the Jews.
No, to the whole world.
The whole world?
Yeah, because this is the chance that the whole world still can come back to Jesus. You know that we believe that a lot of people, even Christians, a lot of them were left behind. And this is the time that they can come back.
Is it the number of the Jews that get
144,000.
144,000? That's mainly Jews.
All Jews. We believe that million more are Gentile.
Mm-hmm.
But the 144 we believe is 12 tribes of Israel.
Okay.
And all of them going to be killed to sacrifice. So now when they want to believe in Jesus in those days, they have to pay with their life. But they still saved by faith because they cannot earn their salvation. Even they die, they still cannot earn their salvation. But the price is something. But they still saved by grace because God forgive them.
I have a question, Ajahn.
Yes, God.
That two witness, is that already happened or it's not happened yet? Like,
well, if you look at the situation, they're going to come down and prophecy in Jerusalem in front of the temple. Now you see the Jews don't have the temple yet. And nobody stand there to witness. So I don't think it happened yet.
อาจารย์
Yeah.
I heard that right now still war in Israel, and once they win the war, they are going to build a temple. That's what I heard that people say in the news.
Well,
Is
the
that
Jews try for 2,000 years now. But the Bible says only Satan can help them build a temple.
yeah? If once they win the war right now and they plan to rebuild the temple, then that's really close to the suffering. Right?
Yeah, but we have to wait and see. The Jews have all material prepared for 70 years now. Since the time they come back to start the nation of Israel, they prepare everything. They even enlist all the Levi and give them scholarship to learn to be the priest. They prepare everything for 70 years now. But they cannot.
and
Yeah.
that's the temple in Jerusalem been destroyed, and all the Jews will be going to Babylon, and after 70 years they're coming back to start building temple. Was it?
Yeah, that's the first time they rebuilt the second temple. But the Roman destroyed it again in AD 70. The Roman destroyed the second temple that the Jew built. And even in that time, it's not finished yet. It takes a long time to rebuild the temple, the second temple.
Can I have a question about a temple? Is that a temple that's different from the synagogue, right? The synagogue.
No, we talk about the building.
Synagogue.
Not synagogues. Synagogues is the place that the Jews go to worship God. It happened after the temple was destroyed. Now the Jews get together in a house of worship they call synagogues. There's only one temple in Jerusalem.
What
The
do
rest
they,
they call synagogues.
what do they mean? Sometime I heard that they said that Jesus is like a synagogue.
No, Jesus went to the synagogue to teach. In his time, there's no, every big city we have synagogue. It starts in the time when the temple was destroyed the first time, and the Jews scattered around in Babylon. When they get together in the house, they call it synagogues. It's a place of prayer. But the temple is the place they can give the sacrifice. The only place they can give the sacrifice.
Is it the temple we are talking about here? Is the one that like when they have like the mercy seat, place the holy of holy and those things?
Yes.
What's the purpose of the devil try to get the Moses body, Ajahn?
Well, if you believe that Moses come back the second time in liberation, he have to be alive. Because they will come down from heaven. And the whole point is they're going to die. Because they never die. But Moses is come back to life again. But you see that everyone that God resurrected before Jesus will die again. You see that like Lazarus resurrect and he died again. And many other people who resurrect before Jesus' time will die again. So Elijah never die, will come and die. And Moses come back to life but not have the new body yet. He will come and die. But when he resurrect the second time, we'll have a new body now.
During the time
I-
that Christ transformed on top of the mountain and Moses and Elijah was with him, what's that supposed to mean?
Well, it just try to show that Moses represent all the law, Elijah represent all the prophet, come to show the disciple that they are the one that talk about Jesus in the past, and now Jesus come to fulfill that prophecy. They come to confirm what they have said, what they have prophecy thousands of years before Jesus' time.
John, can you repeat that again? That Moses represent the law and Elijah represent what?
The prophet,
The prophet. Okay.
Elijah prophesied a lot about Jesus coming.
Elijah.
Sorry, not Elijah. I say Elijah, not prophecy. Elijah is the one who represents the prophet that have all the power that, in fact, all the prophets prophesy something about God, about Jesus too.
So there is not appear from the heaven and to visit Jesus on that time.
Yeah, the Bible, the gospel mentioned that when Jesus transformed himself in front of Peter and John and James, he changed to be God, and Moses and Elijah come to talk with him on the mountain.
I thought that Elijah and Moses came to kind of approve or to kind of pointed the way to Jesus Christ.
We believe that they come to confirm to the apostle.
That's when they confirming or pointed to Christ.
To confirm to the apostle to be sure that this is the one that God going to send, because Moses come and Elijah come.
Okay.
Well, they come with the power of Moses and Elijah.
Oh, other thing is that symbol of Satan 666, right?
Yeah, that is symbol.
What is the symbol of God?
Well,
Seven.
777 or just
any seven, the Bible using the symbol of God.
any 7?
Yes, 7.
The children
7, 17, 37, 27, whatever.
Well, I don't tell you about the number for your lotto or anything.
What?
For the Thai might think that, oh, this is a good number. Okay, for the project in this class, you can do the Bible study. You can do the series of preaching, or you can do the research paper on a certain topic. But I think most practical is you write some lesson plan for teaching on the book of Revelation. Series of sermon that you could preach a few times on the book of Revelation. Have anything else for this class or chapter? I would recommend you to read the Bible before you come to class because we have to go fast. And if you have questions, you can write down before we have time to discuss about them. It's a complicated book. Okay.
When I read the Bible, I cannot find any question, but when Ajahn teaching, so I found some question.
Yeah, in fact, if you spend some time to think about it, every verse of Bible have some question. Okay, I will pray with you and let you go now. Dear God, we thank you for tonight. We spent many hours together to learn about your words and how to serve you. I pray that you will give all the support that our students need, financial support, emotional support, and all the help they need to serve you, to learn, and to prepare themselves for your ministry and your kingdom. Thank you for all of them. I lift them up before you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome.
Thank you for everybody.
Thank you, John. Thank you.